Hey, what's up you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, which is my very own project. Been doing it for about 1.5 years now. Thank you for hanging out here and checking out these videos. I'm going to show you one of my favorite chord voicings and rhythm devices. And I also got a bunch more ideas like this in a brand new blues rock rhythm set I have. First comment down there, it will take you right to it and you can check it out and it helps support all this free stuff. So let's get to it. All right, so here's one of my favorite voicings and little chord devices. Super versatile, rock, blues, jazz, soul, country. This is an E7 chord, but a little bit of a tastier voicing than maybe your standard E7 right there. And here's what we do. We can think of where the root is or figure out how to plug the chord in, right? So I'm saying E7. So one, I can see an E note right there. So in other words, if I'm in my head, I'm going, oh, what other E7s or what E7 do I know? Oh, I know this one. And the E note's right there. The other root is the 7th fret of the A string, but we're not going to play it because we're going to use all 4 fingers here to play a different voicing. So I'm just showing you the context of how we find it. So E7, it's got an E note right there on the B string. So in other words, if we wanted to play this voicing for A7, we would find the A note and plug that same shape in. And we're about to do that, so get ready. Here we go. The first note is the 6th fret on the D string. And that's the major third of the chord. Next, ring finger is going to go on the 7th of the G, and that's the 7th tone of the chord. And then we're grabbing that root on the 5th of the B. Use the tips of your fingers so you don't mute the other strings, like I just did. And then finally, what's called the 5th, we're going to play on the 7th of the high E. So we're not playing the E or A string, we're just... So once again, 6, 7, 5, and 7 as far as the frets. And that's an E7 chord. So if I played a little, even just like a straight blues kind of thing, you can hear how this chord fits perfectly. Got it? So now let's try and move it to what would be called the 4 chord in the blues, the A7. And I can just take this shape and scoot it up until I can see that my index finger would be on the A note, because that's how I'm finding it. That's how I'm plugging it in. So for an A7 with this voicing, it would be the 11th fret on the D, 12 on the G, 10 on the B, and then 12 on the high E. So if I were to play a blues now to the 2nd chord of it, so we got... Then we'd have the 5 chord, the turnaround. It'd just be a whole step up. So that index finger I'm sorry, here's the A7. So the B7 would be here, where that index finger's on the B note. So you have that BB box right where that same root is. So another thing that's really cool with that voicing, you take that voicing, so that's E7. Well, the E9 chord is right here, and the E13 chord's right here. So let me just show you something you can do. It goes really well with this. You have this voicing, then you just cover the 7th fret of the G, B, and high E. I mean, you could do this and get that D in there, but it can be real quick where you go. So you can combine these into little rhythmic ideas, little rhythmic phrase. So you can cover that. And then you've also got this up and down on this 13, which is the 9th fret of the high E. So let's say I did something a little more in that kind of funky vibe. So you can start to build ideas off of a rhythm. And I remember when I was studying and I started to realize that a chord could be improvised. You know, rhythm can be improvised by knowing some different voicings, adding different colors, but as a rhythmic instrument. So start using that instead of the normal 7 chord that you know. So once again, the E7 voicing I'm using is the 6, 7, 5, 7. The root's there on that B string, so E7, there's a G note, G7, A7, B7, half step to C7, so C7, and I can find it. same chord, right? So, or, you know, what am I doing? Where is it? So work on that chord, see what you can come up with. I would recommend you getting a looper pedal if you don't have one, so you can kind of practice doing some rhythm with it. And don't forget to have fun. All right, I hope you liked that chord and the funky rhythms and whatnot. I've been able to get a lot out of that. I think my buddy Bob Ryan was the first one to show me that particular voicing. Anyway, though, thanks again. Also, I've got a link down there for the 5 hours of more ideas like this. So thanks again for supporting Marty Music, you guys, and we'll see you real soon.
Keep making something.